So we are back. It has been a little bit of a while since we last recorded, and basically what I've been doing is just doing a little bit of daily stuff and a little bit of money making while just watching a bit of Netflix. So sometimes I have to do some stuff on the house, so that's what we've been doing for the past couple of days, which just means I've not really been able to focus on this account too much. I believe the last thing we did was Waterfall and the Tree Gnome Village, and since then I've got a couple of little levels. Nothing too major really. We've got 34 crafting, which is probably like one of my highest stats now. We've been doing clockwork and an awful lot of clockwork as well, and it's been paying off very, very well, which I'll show you guys in a second. And then also level 52 construction, which we've been doing some more stonewall segments. Now I have been doing my daily challenges, and we've also got 14 agility, level 9 fishing, and I think that's the biggest sort of upgrade in terms of levels. What I'm going to be doing sort of like soon is going to do a couple more quests, but I'm probably going to do them offline and then just kind of just drop in clips of the like finish screen, and I'll just like do some post commentary and talk over them. And just because I think that's a really good way for us to make a little bit of quick progress and sort of like tick a lot of these off, because there's a couple of quests here like Earnings for Chicken, there's also the Observatory, Monk's Friend, Clock Tower. So many quests which don't really bring much to the table, maybe apart from like a decent chunk of quest points like Merlin's Crystal. All that really is 6 quest points. And what I'll do is save the dice rolls till I'm recording, and then at least that way you guys get the best value out of the quest. And if it's something where I'm going to get like a load of levels and stuff, I'll just record and just sort of talk through there. But in terms of the last episode, massive progress, 40 attack and 30 strength. We're finally getting a little bit in terms of the combat stats. And there's a few things we need to do in terms of the start of this video just to wrap up a couple of things and get started with a few things as well. Now, first thing to talk about is what we've been doing in terms of selling stuff on the Grand Exchange. Now, clockwork, we bought 1,000 steel bars, and we've managed to sell these between 12.6k and 12.9, basically 13,000 coins. These are probably going to be between 9 and 10,000 profits each. Honestly, I knew they were good. I didn't expect them to be that consistent and that good. And in terms of the sort of cash we brought from it, it's been incredible. Stonewall segments as well, I kind of knew these would perform because again, the demand for construction at the minute is so high, so we did a lot of stonewall segments. Now, the things with this is the stonewall segments require a bit more investment to get the same kind of price as clockwork. Clockwork, you're just paying 3,000 coins for a steel bar. The stonewall segments, it's roughly about 4.8, maybe a bit more, to buy the 4 limestone bricks. So because of that, if I was going to pick one to do, maybe clockwork would be the better one as well. And crafting does provide a lot of things for the future. It's a really good money making method. So for the fact with 34 crafting, we have jade amulets, which again, botanist amulets, you all know are very, very good. We also have the emerald stuff as well. So an emerald necklace is used for sign of porters. That is very good. And also rings of dueling can be very consistent in terms of GP if you catch them at the right time. It depends when you sort of catch a ring of dueling, because sometimes it can be one of the best things you have in terms of money making method, and then sometimes it can be a bit hit and miss. So that is definitely something for the future we're going to go and keep an eye on. So we've managed to sell all of these. And again, this has just been some gentle money making methods. I've probably like spent 3-4 hours over the past 2 days just while watching Netflix and just like slowly just doing these items as well. Really good XP as well in terms of crafting. We've got 34. Very similar to flax, but just incredibly more profit. Like each one of those clockworks we made was roughly around 9,000 coins profit, which is incredible. So once we withdraw all this, we're kind of at a point now where we've got a lot of cash. 27 mil is a big cash stack where we can do quite a lot. And also the bear furs are still selling at 15,000 each. I class this as basically free money. Very similar to Zaf. Once these are sold, I will just go to the bear merchant in Varrock and then just consistently buy 100, put them on the Grand Exchange and keep cycling through because they're just such good ways to make GP. These were probably put on the Grand Exchange maybe 2 days ago. So it's taken 2 days to basically sell 70, but that's 2 days where I've made a mil and I've not really done anything to it. So that is very, very nice. The 27 mil, what I'm looking from you guys is basically like some suggestions on what to spend it on. I think personally, I'm going to invest in Herblore, maybe to like level 50 Herblore, because I think it's going to be some big quest unlocks. But also if ever I want to make some GP in the future, I can go invest in that. I'm going to spend some time in terms of like crafting and stuff, because again, I think that's a really good GP skill. Nothing too major, maybe just get like level 50. Again, that'll give us quite a lot of quest unlocks and stuff like that. I am thinking I'm going to go and spend some money on summoning. We do have 250 of the gold charms, which is very nice. And one thing I was thinking of is maybe sort of training fire making a little bit as well, because those fire spirits will give us access to some green, crimson, blue charms as well, which could add up over time. So maybe that's a really nice idea, and maybe we can buy some player-owned farm stuff as well to progress our farming. Speaking of player-owned farms, it is time to go and do the beehives again. So we're going to go and do some beehives and get some very easy farming levels. We started this in the last video, and I just want to sort of show you guys, this is how quickly you can train your farming. Once you have access to beehives, beehives really aren't a big sort of level requirement. And then once you get there, you can make so much farming XP and then just progress into things like high level herbs or animals and stuff like that. But player-owned farms can be quite expensive at times, but I think it's going to be something which is worth it. And then while we're doing the player-owned farms, I can make a kind of mini series for you guys just to talk through like how I'm leveling my farming up so quick with the use of player-owned farms. And like combat is not really something you can invest cash in part from like summoning, which I think summoning's worthwhile as doing. And in terms of that, maybe we just sort of put stuff for armor upgrades. So yeah, we've got a very good position which we're in at the minute. I am debating as well, like, I don't know what you guys think about this. So I'm going to sort of put this to you guys as well. Is it Silverhawk feathers and Silverhawk boots? Now, I don't know how I'm going to get Silverhawk boots now because obviously the marketplace is no longer here. But I think you might be able to get them from mini games or somewhere in the game. But maybe use that to fund agility. But again, it's kind of going against what the game's trying to be now. So maybe we just train agility the proper way and just the old school way as well. And Anachrony sort of agility course will make you some profit. But yeah, apart from that, apart from like really like funding some money into construction, and even then I'd probably use construction to make us money anyway at some point, especially with like the frames and stuff. I'm a bit sort of a miss on where to just like spend my cash. Like I can do some fletching as well. Fletching will be really good to put some money in, get into a higher level and stuff. But yeah, I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to like sort of putting it to one side to invest in some decent armors. Obviously when we're like 70 defense, when we start branching into that mid-level, we can then go and buy things like the God Wars 1 armors. I could put it into prayer. Again, like prayer is very, very cheap at the minute. So maybe we could look at continuing to make some money and like trying to go for like game-changing prayer levels quite early. Because really, like we've seen the price of Infernal Ashes, we've seen the prices of Dragon Bones. It is very, very cheap out there at the minute. Maybe that's an idea. But I'm open to suggestions. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. It's very weird to have cash on an account, especially a low-level account, where I don't have to think of I need stuff to make money in the future, or I don't have to pay for a bond. So I'm kind of here like, what do I spend it on? Like, again, I can spend it on stats. I'm more than happy to go and level up some things like Herblore and stuff, but eventually, like, Herblore will make me money. Eventually, crafting will make me money. Smithing will make me money. There's very few skills nowadays which is just an expense. Construction can be like that if you want to train it quickly. But for me, I would get to a point where I'd want to make refined frames. And then, like, that's just going to be some more profits anyway. So, we are now 38 farming. I'm going to skip to the end because, again, you guys do not want to watch me do all this farming. I've actually rambled for 8.5 minutes already, but we've had some pretty big updates, to be fair. Even though like I'm not playing actively to record, I am doing stuff on the side to just like try and progress the account. But I want to make sure I cover it for you guys so you know what I'm doing. Just because if I was ever to turn up with like a cash stack of like 30 mil like I have, I want to make sure you guys see what I've done to do it as well. Like the offers need to be shown in the Grand Exchange, which is why sometimes like I'll have the offers for a couple of days, sat in the Grand Exchange until I can record and talk through why it's there. However, gonna finish this. Let's see what level we get in terms of farming, and then after that, it's pretty much going to be jumping into the game for today. Again, I think there's going to be some more quests delving in as well, but I do think we are at a point very, very soon, which we're going to target the combat quests, and then once things like Monkey Madness is done, the Gnome quest is done, maybe even like Recipe for Disaster, then we can start like just going to go and train. Like I think we can go and do some low-level Slayer. Low-level Slayer again is vastly different from what it used to be. So we'll do that today. Again, we've got so much still left to uncover. Like, we need to go and unlock areas. We need to go and unlock things. But we'll come back once we've finished the beehives and then report what's going to be next. Right, so the beehives are done and we now have level 40 farming. So we're going to put the word leaves back into the beehives and then visit tomorrow. We have now got the farming requirements for Rumdale, which is pretty nice. We can do evil magical saplings. We can do toadflax and spirit weeds, which they are very good herbs to farm, and also we can do orange trees. When we get to about orange trees, pineapple trees, the fruit trees are very inexpensive for the kind of XP they give if we wanted to do it. Again, the farm runs can be a little bit of a faff, but I've always found them worthwhile doing. So what is going to be the plan for today? So really what I want to do is keep chipping away at these quests because the quest points are going to be beneficial for some of the bigger quests a little bit later on. I know it can be a little bit like, oh, there's so many quests we're doing, but these are going to be so beneficial in the long run. And then while we're doing them, it's going to give us access to like different areas and different things going forward as well. However, what I'm going to do for these quests for today, I'm going to do them in a slightly different style. They'll be post-com and I'll be recording on my laptop The ratio might be a little bit different to what you guys are used to, because normally I record on like my computer setup. But I'll just be like just covering and showing you guys the final quest, because again, there's so many quests I've got here which aren't really big in terms of like giving me rewards and stuff. But the quest points I'll accumulate from it will be so beneficial from it as well. But like, who wants to see the reward screen from Sheep Herder, the Monk's Friend, all that sort of stuff? It's not really going to be beneficial. But what I'll let you guys know now is we're going to finish on 478 total level. We're going to be 36 combat, even though I don't think we're going to really do any of like the combat stuff. But what this will give us is progression in storylines, which mean we can then sort of delve into the better quests. So ideally, I can do a big chunk of these today, and then I'll report back when we're done for what's going on. In terms of the money makers and where I'm going to put some money, I'm always one of those who likes to invest his money back in to some more supplies for the future. So what I'm going to do is buy another 4,000 of the limestone bricks. I'm going to buy another 1,000 bars. And then pretty much after that, all the money which is left is just free money to go and do whatever I want. One thing as well as many other things I've mentioned as well, is going to level some magic. So we can actually upgrade our magic level now to an air battle staff, which means we can actually hopefully get some decent damage. But then also the steel bars will buy 1,000 of these, because again, they're working so well. Also, hopefully with the new magic weapon, we can get level 40-ish magic. So we can do the teleport to house spells. We've made this much profit so far, and we haven't even done teleport tabs yet. When we do teleport tabs, that could be a possibility of completely changing the series. But what I wanted to do is show you guys different money makers as well, like the clockwork. Obviously, we've done Stonewall segments before, but what I'm probably going to do over the next sort of video or two is include a few different things as well. So if you are someone who is looking to follow along with what I'm doing, looking to do the different money makers, just to give you guys some other options, because at the minute, it's been a bit narrow with things like the clockwork, the bear fur, and then also the Stonewall segments. Next episode, I'm going to show you a couple of crafting methods, which again, I've got level 34 crafting. It's not going to be anything too intensive, but also I'll explain like what I would normally have done for crafting. Normally to get this crafting level, I would have done bowstrings. And bowstrings are still very good and still incredible profit, and something which for a very low amount of cash can really help you out. So we'll do a little bit of a focus of a few different things we could do to make some money. And I'll probably do a little tester of them as well, just show you guys, look, once you do this, this is what you can get. Because from doing these methods and showing you guys these methods, it only means that I'm going to get a couple of like levels from it as well. So let's say, for example, if I was to go and do like 500 flax, I'll only get the XP from the flax and level up my crafting while also making some profit. So like it kind of works both ways for me. But what I'm going to do now, do a bit of quest. We'll come back, wrap the video up, show you guys what we've done in terms of this video, what we've leveled and stuff like that. I just want to say one more time, thank you guys so much for the support. The support has been absolutely crazy. I don't know what episode I'm on now because it's all one big blur now, but we are making so much progress in terms of like the series, the views and all that sort of stuff. I just hope you guys are really enjoying the content and are getting value from it. I'm making this series hopefully to provide value for you guys of what you can do to level your accounts up. And I just hope it's working and it's decent for you guys as well. But what I'm going to do then is just go and knock out some quests. Hopefully with the upgrade on the weapon, we'll be able to do some decent damage. And yeah, we'll report back very soon in the next clip on what we've done and what we've got in terms of quest rewards. Okay, so just before starting the quest saga on the account, I am just doing my daily challenges, and I just wanted to show you guys something in regards to mining. So at the minute, we are level 14 mining, and as you can see, I just have the blue bar over my head. At level 15 mining is when stamina is introduced into the game, and stamina is basically a representation on how tired your character is getting. The higher your mining in your strength level, the better your stamina bar will be. This is when mining stops being fully AFK for now on the account. So because I got a mining challenge and I was level 10 mining, I thought it was worthwhile actually going to basically use the couple of levels of free mining which I had left. So as you can see now, the yellow bar is here, and the yellow bar reflects our stamina, and you saw just how quickly that depleted. Whereas before, we could mine pretty much for the full invo, and the full invo would fill up. So that is a big change which we've got in terms of mining. In terms of the daily challenges, I had a mining one. I also have a smithing one, which we're going to go and do really quickly now. I've just stocked up a little bit on some bronze bars, just for the fact of if we get some more daily challenges, they're just there. And I was going to use the benefit of having no stamina bar just for as long as I could, because I think it was worthwhile having. Now with the smithing one, I always do their arrowheads because they're so quick to do. And as you can see, we've absolutely steamrolled that one. And we're going to go and hand in our daily challenges. So for today, we've had smithing, mining, and crafting. And we're going to get a couple levels from that, which would be really nice. We now have 35 crafting, which is going to give us access to the haunted mine and missing my mummy, as well as doing a couple of other stuff. We can also do some death ward and armor, which will be somewhere in the very near future, I am sure. We are now 16 mining, which means we can now do the aid of a marquee, which we definitely won't be doing anytime soon because that is one of the roughest quests going. The marquee storyline, the vampire storyline, is one of those which is really, really painful. And then finally, 31 smithing, which is going to be Elemental Workshop 2, one small favor beneath Cursed Tides, and then also some more for Doric's tasks. Now, what I'll probably do with Doric's task is get to like level 40 smithing, and then we'll delve into them a bit more, just so we can like do a decent stint of them. They're very much worthwhile doing, and both the mining and the smithing ones, it will give you some bonus XP, which you can use, and it will help with your smithing training. And also as well, it kind of gives you a reason to train smithing, like, and mining as well. To go and collect the resources thereafter, it kind of gives you a reason to do it, which I always find helps me when I want to go and train those stats. However, now they are done, that is something ticked off. We do have another weekly reward as well, which we'll go and grab. That is a monthly D&D, which is actually very helpful because we only have today and tomorrow to go and do the Troll Invasion, which is one of the most overpowered monthlies. It gives you a really big reward book, which we want to throw on agility. Now, it might be a point where I'm not strong enough to do that, so maybe tonight as well, we just do a little bit of leveling. Let's just go to like 40 defense and get a bit of a better sort of magic level, just so we can have some better armor and better weapons to survive it, because I think for the XP we can get from Troll Evasion, it is so important to be able to do that. And the fact we've got a reroll token just means that over the next sort of like 3 days, we can go and get 3 large agility books, which will probably get us to a point of being like near 50, which will unlock quite a lot of quests, and especially like for the Regicide, Roving Elf storyline, it's be very, very big for that as well. But yeah, that's going to be the plan for now. These emerald necklaces are actually pretty decent profit. We bought some gold bars for like 2.1k. The emeralds are like 500 GP each. They're going to make roughly about 1500 coins per one of those as well, which is always very good. However, like I said before, we're going to go and do some quests on the laptop now, and then I'll just sort of like dive in every now and then to show you guys clips when we've finished, and I'll just do a little post-com afterwards. Talk over clips of what we've done and why we've done it and what rewards we've got as well. So really easy quest being done now, but one which is quite important. So this is going to be a Jungle Potion, which is going to give me access to the Carriage Mirror storyline, Sheila Village, but also it's going to give me some pretty handy early level Herblore XP. It's going to be 775 Herb XP, 1 quest point, and then it's going to get us sort of to like level 10-ish Herblore as well. So we've done a couple of easy quests, nailed a couple of the good quest point ones as well, so we are up in quest points. I think after the next one we'll be able to go and get our dice for it to the level 9 Herblore, which again is nothing massive, but those levels will just be progress. And we also have the level requirement for Lunar Diplomacy, only level 5 for that, which is very, very low, but it just gives us more options to do more things with different potions as well, which is also very, very nice. So while we've been questing, 22 thieving, 17 woodcutting, and then also 31 mage as well. The woodcutting came from the Monk's Friend. Pretty handy in terms of quest reward for some woodcutting XP as well. So as you can see, we are chipping away at the really, really short quests. I think next I'm going to go and do necromancy, but also things like Travel Totem, You Are It, and Pirate's Treasure. It just means that the short quests we've pretty much chunked into. And then next we'll probably start chipping away at the short to mediums, and then some of these as well will be a bit quicker than what the game says. So yeah, just going to keep on progressing and then just jump in very quickly to the end screenshot, and then we'll wrap up the video very soon once we do a couple more quests. Right, so there we go. Necromancy quest has been completed. We have passed 50 quest points, so at the start of the next episode we can go and visit May to go and do a roll on one of the dices. And last time we made about 1.5 mil, which is very nice, and hopefully we can get the same next time. Necromancy is now unlocked, which means we have a very new and powerful way to go and train a very different type of combat skill. And because Necromancy is quite overpowered compared to the rest, this might be something I train at a later date, but this could be the skill which definitely gets us in to the mid, higher, and end game PVM as well. Necromancy is so, so good. And don't underestimate how good rituals are for a little bit of GP as well. But I think you guys can agree, a pretty massive episode. We have made a lot of cash. We are very close to a 20 mil cash stack, with supplies to go and make probably double that in the future as well, in the little downtime I have whenever I decide to watch some Netflix. So in terms of the next videos, we're going to jump in and try and go for a couple more big quests. I think there's a big quest in terms of Dragon Slayer. Maybe we go and do the Gnome quest if we can go and get the agility level. And we can prep for Monkey Madness 1, which is going to be pretty much the big combat quest I've got left before we decide to go training. But if you have enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave me a like, subscribe to the channel. Hope you guys are enjoying. Again, any comments or suggestions for future stuff for the videos, drop in the comment section below and I'll make sure to throw them in the video if we are covering that method or that suggestion. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.